to the November 6th agenda meeting. South Plainfield Mayor and Council's meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and also published on the borough's website. Amy, will you call the roll, please?
Yes, Councilman Benjavanga?
Here.
Councilman Dean?
Here.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilman Besh?
Here.
Councilman Bullock?
Here.
Council President White?
Here. Thank you. To the gentleman standing in the back, there are a couple of seats in the front if you'd like to sit in the front.
See good from here, thanks.
Thank you. Amy, can you take us through a review of tonight's agenda, please?
Yes, there are no matters on for closed session this evening. We have a presentation with the Elks and American Legion. There are 3 proclamations on: approval of council minutes for October 16th, 1 ordinance which is a second reading by title, and 1 ordinance which is a first reading by title. There are 15 resolutions on this evening, 5 matters of correspondence, payment bills totaling $446,091.97, council reports, and we conclude with public comments. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Mayor, Councilman Dean came to see me earlier today and is asking for us to, table for tonight Resolution 17398 and 17399. And he said he wants to have more of an opportunity to look at those things.
Okay, can I get a motion to table resolution 17-398 and 17-399? Motion by Councilman Best, seconded by Councilman Dean. Amy, can you call the roll?
Yes, Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilman Besh?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Council comments regarding tonight's agenda?
Yes, Mayor, can we please separate Resolution 17-394?
17-394, yes.
And can we separate 17-388?
Okay. Anything else? Okay, thank you. At this point, we'll open it up for public comments on agenda items only. Seeing none, close the public portion. Ask for a motion to adjourn tonight's agenda meeting.
So.
We are adjourned, seeing no reason to delay. We'll go right to the public meeting. Again, this meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting also being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Amy, will you call the roll once more, please?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Here.
Councilman Dean?
Here.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilman Besh?
Here.
Councilman Bullock?
Here.
Council President White?
Here. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Councilman Best. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, I ask you to give this council your guidance and wisdom, govern over this borough, and I also ask that please give some solace and comfort to all the families that were affected in that horrible and senseless tragedy.
Amen.
At this point, we'll open it up for public comments on agenda items once again. Seeing none, close the public portion. At this point, we have a proclamation, or we have a presentation from the Elks with the American Legion. So, Mr. Smith, who is handling that?
I got it. I'm just moving it to the...
Councilman Bullock. Those who are here for the Elks, part of that.
This is basically to thank the Elks and American Legion for the generous donation of American flags that were distributed to the DPW. So thank you. Congratulations, thank you very much. And Mr. Smith, thank you very much. Thank you, Alex. All right.
Thank you, Joe.
I don't think this setup's going to work for the, does this work for you, Nancy?
I'd like you to come out a little
Yeah.
further there, yeah.
Come out, people.
Don't be hiding in the back.
Margaret, down in front.
You can stand right in front of the mayor, it's perfect.
Oh, I can stand in front of him? Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. It's fine. Thank you.
Mayor, at this time, if you don't mind, we would like to call up the president of the middle school PTO,
Sure.
Danielle, and the PTO. On behalf of the South Plainfield Elks, we would like to help the middle school PTO with a donation of $1,500 for our youth in our schools in the community.
So let's get this way. Thank you, okay, all right, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want anything about the flags?
Oh, whatever. Ask Ben, Bob, let Bob come.
Mr. Benjamin?
Yes.
A few words?
Just 'cause I'm sure a lot of people, well, it did get a lot of press, but this is something that started back on, what, Flag Day, right?
Flag Day, yes.
So,
June 14th of this year at the Elks.
yeah, the Elks holds a ceremony every Flag Day, and, you know, people have heard my stories time and time again, especially my flag stories. I moved into a house, and there was no flagpole, and so we ended up putting, so I'll spare you the whole story. And so I figured this year we would, in Flag Day, we'd actually make a challenge, and recalling how, you know, especially after 9/11, everybody remembers you couldn't get an American flag if you wanted to find one. And just how I think it's nice to see the flag flying, you know, when you do. And so at the ceremony, since Councilman Woloch was there with me, we kind of put it on him to make it, or at least make a dent in making sure that every resident in South Plainfield who wanted a flag and wanted to fly it in their house, at their house, could do that. So again, a very lofty goal. We didn't really think that it was going to go anywhere, especially this year. But I should have realized when you're at the Elks Lodge and you're at their Flag Day ceremony, something's going to certainly happen. And so Pete stepped right in there and started getting the ideas flowing. And then it was Tim Kelly, a former Elk, and one of our 911 dispatchers, who really kind of came up with the right idea at the time, and decided that maybe we could just marry that with with something that we do town-wide anyway, and that's giving out the leaf bag coupons. So with the help of the American Legion and with the support of the Elks.
And Home Depot.
And Home Depot.
Thanks to
Yeah,
Councilman White,
Council
we were able to contact Home Depot and get a significant discount on the flags, so I appreciate that.
So what do we start with this year, with 1,000 flags?
1,000 flags, and we'll shoot for maybe another one next year.
Yeah, so, yeah, it was, and it was well, I think people were shocked. We got the word out kind of after, so there's first couple of residents who showed up and were picking up their leaf bags, and they were handed, you know, American flag by our DPW workers were kind of shocked, and I think very grateful. So something with the support of both the Legion and you know, and the Elks, and with some of the wedding money that I'll do as well, we all that goes to charity. I will look to do hopefully a couple of thousand next year. So
Yeah,
thank you guys for
absolutely.
everything that you do.
I just wanted to thank the Elks. They are so helpful and wonderful towards the veterans. Year after year, they help us out in many ways, and this is our way of working with them. It was their idea that they came up with, and we just had to go forward with it. It was a great idea, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Veterans Day. And those veterans that are out there, thank you for your service.
Look good in a purse.
Can we get a picture? Should have grabbed a picture.
Okay, we have a couple of proclamations tonight.
ready to get up for the Flag Day? For Veterans Day.
As it was just mentioned, this coming Saturday is Veterans Day. So 2017 Veterans Day, whereas we have a sacred trust with those who wear the uniform of the United States of America, from the Minutemen who stood watch over Lexington and Concord to the service members who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. American veterans deserve our deepest appreciation and respect. And whereas caring for our veterans is more than a way of thanking them for their service, it is an obligation of our fellow citizens that have risked their lives to defend our freedom. The selflessness that blinds our fates with theirs, and recognizing those who were willing to give to their last full measure of devotion, for us is a debt of honor for every American. And whereas we also pay tribute to those who have worn the uniform and continue to serve their country as civilians, many veterans act as coaches, teachers, and mentors in their communities, selflessly volunteering their efforts, their time and expertise. These men and women possess an unwavering belief in the idea of America. No matter where you come from, what you look like, or what your parents are, or who your parents are, this is a place where anything is possible. And whereas on Veterans Day, we honor those heroes we have lost, and we rededicate ourselves for the next generations of veterans by supporting our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen as they return home from duty. Now, therefore, I, Matthew P. Nash, Mayor of the Borough of South Plainfield, do hereby proclaim November 11, 2017 as Veterans Day, and I encourage all residents to recognize the valor and sacrifice of our veterans through appropriate public ceremonies and private prayers. I call upon our residents to display the flag of the United States and to participate in patriotic activities and to support this day. So, Mr. Benjavanga, if there's any veterans who would like to join us up front in accepting the proclamations for Veterans Day, please do so.
I know who they are, so.
Come on.
Well, I just want, you can be seated. Thank you. No, thank you very much for the proclamation. It's very nice. Makes you feel good about the service that you gave. Makes you feel good. And I just want to invite everyone here to the American Legion over on Oak Tree Road at 11 o'clock, November 11th. We have a nice celebration that we do at the Legion, and afterwards we have some food. So please come down. That's what we look forward to. We look forward to seeing people come down to celebrate with us. So I would appreciate it if you came down. All right?
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you for service, guys.
Which one are we doing?
November 2017 is also National DECA Month. Whereas November has been designated as Distributive Education Club of America DECA Month, whereas the mission of DECA is to prepare emerging leaders and entrepreneurs in marketing, finance, hospitality, and management, and whereas DECA enhances the co-curricular education of members through a comprehensive learning program that integrates into classroom instruction, applies learning, and connects to business and promotes competition. And whereas DECA's activities assist in the development of academically prepared, community-oriented, professionally responsible, experienced leaders. And whereas DECA attributes and values describe the organization's priorities and standards, including competence, innovation, integrity, and teamwork. And whereas DECA is committed to the advocacy of developing and expanding business and education partnerships. Now, therefore, I, Matthew P. Nash, Mayor of the Borough of South Plainfield, do hereby proclaim November 2017 as DECA Month in the Borough of South Plainfield, and call upon and encourage and support our future leaders and entrepreneurs with their education. So I know we do have, I believe, Kayla Bryant here, the DECA teacher, to accept this. We think Kayla Shrika is here as well. Kayla is not. And if all the DECA students that are here can join me, we will try to get you over here. If not, we will think of something else. But come on. How many do we got? Yeah. Come up here.
Oh, you're awesome.
You know what, some of you guys can probably go, well, you got all this. Thank you. We've had more, right?
We're almost there. Violet's here. Jordan's here.
A couple more can come, you can come down around this way in between. Don't all bunch over there. A couple of them come in between down here.
Can we get any of them in the front?
Yeah.
I don't think there is one blue shirt.
No, that way.
All right, then maybe one more can, in between the kids that are sitting would be really nice.
How's that?
Yeah.
You got it.
Huh? Maybe back of the boy in the back there, if you move over that way a little bit, yeah? What do you think? Okay, let's see what we can do here. Uh-huh, sure. Your job will be to name them all.
Byron's good. You two in the back? There you go. Okay, so the picture. Do this here and what that is all about.
All right, at the high school, to kick off DECA month, every day we have certain events that we do to promote DECA in our school. So on Mondays, we have Celebrity Member Monday. So basically on the announcements, we announce former members who are celebrities that were in DECA in their high school days. Then we have T-shirt Tuesdays. This year we have a T-shirt that says "Join us now" or "Work for us later," #FutureBoss on the back of our shirts. So we walk around school looking cool. And on Wednesdays we have White Collar Wednesdays. So basically we dress up professionally to school, and you know that just draws attention. And people ask us, "Oh, why are you dressed up?" And we tell them about DECA. And Thursdays we have meetings, and Fridays we have like a slogan game where we have students, like, we'll say a slogan like, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, and you'll have to tell us, you know, what company that is. So, yeah, all month long we do stuff like that. We're currently preparing for regionals, which is January, and that's held at Keene University, and we do role plays, and that prepares us for states, which is held in Atlantic City, and yeah, it's really fun.
Excellent. I didn't put you on the spot.
We also have a pie sale going on right now. It's for a good cause. It's for Bridges for Books. Yeah, it's, so each year DECA chooses a charity organization that we raise money for. So all of our proceeds that we make off of these pie sales go to Bridges for Books, and so they donate books to underserved children who don't really have access to literary materials. So we don't keep any of the money, so buy some pies. Thank you.
You can just keep going with the rest of the proclamation and I'll see you. You can hit the gavel if you want. But don't go anywhere, we have one more proclamation. And then I'll let you guys leave.
DECA adjourned.
Stay up here while we do the next proclamation and then you can go.
Oh, you want us to?
All right, yeah, just stay right up here. Why not? Is anybody going to stop me from doing it? No. Okay. Okay, and we have one more proclamation, that's World Pancreatic Cancer Day, November 16, 2017. And whereas in 2017, an estimated 53,070 people will be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in the United States, and 41,780 will die from the disease. Whereas pancreatic cancer is one of the deadliest cancers, is currently the fourth leading cause of cancer death in the United States and is projected to become the second by 2020. And whereas pancreatic cancer is the only major cancer with a 5-year relative survival rate in the single digits at just 7%. And whereas when symptoms of pancreatic cancer present themselves, it is generally a late stage, and 73% of pancreatic cancer patients die within the first year of their diagnosis, while 93% of pancreatic cancer patients die within the first 5 years. Whereas approximately 1,260 deaths will occur in New Jersey, and whereas pancreatic cancer is the 7th most common cause of cancer-related death in men and women across the world. And whereas there will be an estimated 418,451 new pancreatic cancer cases diagnosed globally by 2020. Whereas the good health and well-being of the residents of South Plainfield are enhanced as a direct result of increased awareness about pancreatic cancer and research into early detection, causes, and effective treatments. Therefore, therefore, I, Matthew Pienish, Mayor of the Borough of South Plainfield, do hereby proclaim that November 16, 2017, the World Pancreatic Cancer Day in the Borough of South Plainfield. We do have Shay Price, and I could ask her to join us up here as we present her with the proclamation. All right, you have the statement, right? Welcome back, Shay.
Hi, my name is Shay. Most of you guys heard that. And I'm a volunteer with the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, and the distinguished guests here, on behalf of the New Jersey chapter of the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, we'd like to thank all of you for this opportunity to address the council. Like he said, pancreatic cancer is the 3rd leading cause of cancer-related death in the U.S., and it's anticipated to become the 2nd by 2020. It kills more patients than breast cancer and has a 5-year survival rate of just 9%. Unfortunately, this terrible disease has touched my life as well. My grandfather, my father's best friend, and his cousin, and my mother's uncle have all died because of pancreatic cancer. So we would like to publicly thank the mayor and council for allowing us to speak here today. Your recognition of the need to raise awareness and your decision to declare November 16, 2017 World Pancreatic Cancer Day means more people will know how deadly and prevalent this disease is, while also hear the message that there is hope. Pancreatic cancer does not have to be a death sentence, particularly if patients enroll in clinical trials. Our goal is to double the survival rate by 2020, and it's well on its way to becoming a reality. 3 years ago, when we initiated this goal, the 5-year pancreatic cancer survival rate was 6%. Now it is 9%. The Pancreatic Cancer Action Network is contributing to this reality by increasing federal and private funding for pancreatic cancer research and by providing patients with important tools like one-on-one assistance to learn more about the disease and treatment options, including tumor profiling and clinical trials, which may be available. We thank the Mayor and Council for helping us increase awareness about this disease and the options that are available to help patients wage hope. Thank you again. If any of you have any questions about the disease, know someone who is affected, or would like to get involved, please let us know and visit www.pancan.org. Thank you.
Madam President? Do you guys like those seats? There's an election tomorrow. A little late for that. You can Photoshop out this beard. Only for the month. You're just going to tell me to take a 5-minute recess, be back, and you just slam that as hard as you can. And we'll see.
We'll be taking a 5-minute recess.
2017 agenda, public and executive. Can I get a motion? So second. Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, second by Council President White. Amy, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilman Nash?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. For final adoption, ordinance 2093.
An ordinance providing for the compensation of employees of the Borough of South Plainfield and method of payment such compensation for the years 2016 through 2020 for superior officers.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for adoption on ordinance 2093?
So motion. Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Wool. As this is for final adoption, we'll open up for public comments on ordinance 2093. Seeing none, close the public portion. Council comments regarding ordinance 2093. Amy, can you call the roll, please?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Recuse?
Councilman Nash?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you. For introduction, ordinance 2095.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute 2 deeds for the transfer of portions of lot 19, block 329, also known as 321 Hancock Street to Antonio Barbara Garcia.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2095?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Faustini. Get voted. Seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Amy, can you call the roll, please?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilman Nash?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
And Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. We will set the public hearing for final adoption on ordinance 2095 on November 20th at approximately 7 p.m. Can I get a motion for resolution 17-388?
So. Second.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Council President White. Amy, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yeah, Mayor, I just want to ask, is this a renewal agreement?
No.
No. Who do we have in the past?
Well, we did, well, actually, we were supposed to be doing the work ourselves. Under the DEP regs, we're supposed to clean 25% or 20% of the sanitary sewer lines each year. We haven't had the manpower to do that, and we fell behind. So with Parsa, we have this agreement that they will do that for us. So this is essentially for them to clean our lines over a 5-year term, so it's going to be 20% each year. Over a 5-year time, they'll clean all the sanitary sewer lines in town. That'll make us compliant with the DEP regulations.
Okay. Yes.
Councilman Dean, that's a yes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilman Bash?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
And Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for resolution 17-394?
So. Second.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Council President White. Amy, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Recuse?
Councilman Bash?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for resolution 17-385 to 87, 389 to 393, 395 2397.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Councilman Councilman Wallach, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Amy, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilman Bash?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. We have 5 items of correspondence. Environmental Commission monthly report, September 2017 Business Economic Development Advisory Group minutes of May, Zoning Board minutes of October 3rd, Recycling monthly report, and Planning Board minutes of October 10th. Can I get a motion, please?
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Amy, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilman Bash?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. On payment of the bills for $446,091.97. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Councilman Dean. Amy, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilman Bash?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Mr. Rizzo, anything personnel?
Nothing, Mayor, progress.
Thank you. Mr. Cullen?
Yes, Mayor, just 2 items real quickly. One, I feel pretty comfortable in saying that the borough's surplus levels were once again increased at the end of the year. Something that's it was a little bit of a touchy issue because so much of the municipal surplus is predicated upon our tax collections. And this year, our tax bills that we know because of budget, I guess you would say, crisis in Trenton, the bills went out much later than they normally do. But even with that, I believe that we will still end the year with an increase in our surplus. And I just want to also mention, I think out on social media, there have been some questions in regards to the Southside Dog Park and whether or not people are cleaning up after the dogs. I know it's not the most exciting of topics, but I'm happy to report that Mr. Miller walked up and down both dog parks, the 25 and over dogs, and maybe that's the old dogs there, the bigger dogs there, and the smaller dogs. And this morning he was only able to find, one
Careful.
violation. So,
Careful.
So Department of Public Works took care of that violation, and there is nothing else there. It's without progress, Mayor.
It's got to be the most interesting report of 2017. Mr. Miller?
Besides policing the dog park, we have our road project that was finished off last week at Belmont. That finished the contract items that were in the contract. We'll start doing the change order items, which are going to probably be the ramp onto Hadley Road, right off of Durham, and at Durham Ave at the other end of New Durham, where it comes off of New Durham and turns on. Those are going to be the next 2 sections of road that we're looking to do, and with that progress.
Thank you. Ms. Ent, please.
Only to remind everybody, the election polls are open tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
You're going to get a lot of sleep tonight, right? Councilman Dean.
Yes, Mayor, just a couple of things. Seeing how our leaf season is here, I asked Glenn last week for an analysis on the garbage trucks, because I know we have 2 of our trucks that have been broken down for quite some time. So just trying to see where we're at with that, if it's going to affect us in our pickup schedules, and what the issues are with those 2 trucks, and if they're going to be ready in time for the collection.
Well, we're able to do the leaf collection with the 1 garbage truck that's working. We go out and we do 1 section a day, and at this time we don't even, essentially the sections are light now because it's early in the season. Once we get going, if we need another truck, we'll add one of the dump trucks onto the sections, and that will go down the smaller roads, dead-end streets and things like that, which are hard to get down with the dump truck anyway, so with the garbage truck anyway. So it won't affect, we'll get the work done. It won't affect anything. The other 2 trucks, the 1 truck is essentially dead, and the second truck, the cab over, the mechanic is, when he has free time, he's trying to work on it. He's been trying, several different things to get it going. It's an older vehicle, and he's having a hard time finding the parts. He actually went over to Pinto, and he let him rummaged through the garage trying to find any parts he could use for the vehicle, so he's working on trying to get that together. So the one truck will be able to, to get the work done with that and supplement it with any dump trucks if we need to.
So then it sounds like then obviously 2 of these trucks, not only did they cost the borough money, if they're dead, we've wasted money.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
All right, I guess it's.
Councilman, I just want to step in here. In 2012, in the beginning of 2012, we bought 2 garbage trucks at a cost of $34.99 a piece, right?
How much was the annual contract to pick up leaves?
The leaves was $36,000 a year, and the bulk pickups was approximately $80,000 a year. We have saved about $500,000 by purchasing those two garbage trucks. After Sandy, it was recommended that, and they were only supposed to have a useful life of 5 years. Okay, so we are at the end of their useful life of 5 years.
So we bought we bought used trucks and based it on only having them for 5 years?
That's what the bond was for. It was for a 5-year useful life, okay? So we knew that at the time, we wanted to be able to pick up the bulk pickups, to do the senior pickups now that we do. Approximately 300 homes every Wednesday we do leaf and brush for the seniors, which was not a service that we offered before. So the residents are getting more of a service. And after Sandy, it was recommended that we have one for a backup. So I'll tell you right now that in the beginning I said that we'd probably do just one. It was said that we should have 2, and I will tell you that for an $85,000 investment to save $500,000, I would do that again in a heartbeat.
Well, you're saying that our bulk pickup was 80-something thousand, but the report that I got here is 37,000 for the leaves and 54,500 for the bulk,
Yeah,
for
so-
a total of 91,000.
Okay, so do 91,000 times 5 years. What do
Well,
you
you
know?
just, no, but you just said the bulk alone was 80-something thousand.
That including the disposal, which was questions on whether or not, I'm not gonna get into that.
Well, has the tonnage, the amount that we pay to dispose, gone up, down, or stayed the same?
What I'm trying to get at is.
Well, wait, that's a considerable point. So we had no control over the previous contract. We had no idea whether a garbage truck coming into the borough to pick up bulk waste and then get rid of that waste, whether what was in that truck was from our residents or not. I'll let you draw the conclusions, but since we started doing our own, that tonnage has gone down, didn't go up.
I'm not here arguing against the fact that
But-
we're doing it
but so,
inside
wait.
or outside.
So, hold on, Councilman. One other point. So, in addition to that, we used to get calls all the time from residents who could not stand the way that the previous method that was done under the previous administrations. And by that, what we mean is the prior administration would tell you when the town was coming around for a bulk pickup. And that you either had the stuff out there or you didn't. People were driving all over the neighborhood, scavenging through neighborhoods. People were concerned about that. Young families with young children were concerned about that. And we moved to a method where you pick up the phone and you call DPW and you schedule a pickup on demand. That has only received the most high praise to the DPW workers and to the borough. So that in itself, you have a financial saving and you have an increased benefit and change to the way that the borough was run and how bulk pickups were run.
And additional service with the senior.
And additional services. So,
But that's fine. But then maybe one truck could have been purchased and only utilized.
well, I think what he was telling you was after Sandy, it was recommended that we had 2. What we need to look at is to replace it.
We bought 2, so
That's
that
right off the
if
bat.
if one
Right.
broke down, that we could have a backup.
Right.
Okay, and then after Sandy was recommended by the superintendent at that time, 5/3.
But if these trucks are now past their useful life, which they are, we need to be looking into next year, you have a decision to make. You either got to invest in trucks again, and whether you get 5 years or 8 years or whatever out of those trucks, and keep the level of service that you have, and the financial savings for the borough, or you're gonna go back and bid it out to folks that are gonna do the service of which we're gonna have no control over how these
Okay.
services are run.
That's fine, but case in point, it goes back to is that we bought the trucks. First off, these are the only trucks that we ever bought used. There's nothing else in this borough that we've ever bought used.
Yeah, it's your
Okay,
truck.
so we spent money on that.
Yes.
We bonded it for 5 years.
That's not true. We bought an SUV for the rescue squad.
The rescue squad, okay. But I'm talking a substantial piece of equipment.
Yeah, so
That-
instead of spending $300,000 on a new piece of
Okay.
equipment, we bought it for $35,000. It lasts 5 years and saved $500,000.
And we,
What's your
we
point?
put all kinds of money into them, which they're not itemized, so we don't know really which truck is costing what, as far as how much money is going into each truck for repairs.
But we still have a better service to the residents.
Councilman, if
And
you-
we save $300,000 to $400,000, up to $500,000.
But we've also just been having our guys work on Saturdays because
Wait,
they're
is
behind
there a
on
point, is there a
pickups.
point to what we have here? I mean, if we don't agree that the service has been increased to the residents.
No, I'm not talking about why
So
we
what-
should go
do you have a point here, or-
privatize. My point is that why did we buy something used? If the truck costs 300,000 brand new, which I don't know if they cost 300,000 brand new, but maybe we should have spent maybe $100,000 and bought a good truck that would have lasted us more than 5 years without having to dump the money into it. Now to the point that we have two trucks potentially that are no good at all.
That's all hypothetical. You have no guarantee that you spend $100,000 on a truck that you're not gonna have worse problems or the same problems. It's just not the case.
You're right. It's
You're-
not- it's a better. You have a better.
I'm glad you're making a hypothetical argument that
You have a
you
better
agree with the
chance.
program.
You have a
Because it
better
sounds like you
chance.
agree with the program.
I
You
do,
just
yeah.
think we should have spent more money.
I think that we should have been a little more reasonable with the
Councilman,
number.
I disagree with you. I think we are in a position now to go out and look at what those replacement vehicles are gonna be. We're in a position to keep the level of service that we introduced to the
Because, I
residents.
mean,
And not give contracts to people who happen to make political donations in that.
Because I got a thing right now from sanitation truck repair, that one of the trucks would have cost us $11,727 just to buy the computer and a harness to diagnose it, to find out what the actual problem is with that truck.
Okay, but at that
That's why we
time,
didn't spend any more money on that vehicle.
Well, I understand that, but that's what I'm saying.
But
The
it
numbers
can't
are,
just be
the
on-
numbers are increasing.
Guys, unless we have a point here, we're gonna move on to another topic.
Save the $500,000.
the point is this, we didn't spend the $11,000,
Right.
number one. Number two, we have saved up to close to $500,000, and the service, because one of the trucks isn't working, the service has not gone down. We still are providing the same service, if not better service, with the one garbage truck, whether it's 1, 2, whatever, and
Well, I can't say that the service has gone down, because if you look at the last 2 to 3 weeks, there was garbage sitting all over the roads, and I guess that's why our guys were now working on Saturdays,
I don't
trying
know about that,
to.
because I had, this time of year, people think that you could just put bulk out because they're still in the theory of that it's full.
No, I have
Because
actual
had-
customers.
I went to buy 2 people, and 2 people, I called Lynn and I said, hey, are they on a bulk pickup list? And he said, no. And so they never called in, so that's also what
But
you're
I
on
had
to.
customers that did call in, and they said that first they were told that they're not doing any more bulk pickups for this year because they're getting ready for leaves, but this was back in late September, early October. Then they got a phone call back saying that they're gonna do it, just put it out there and we'll get to it as soon as we can.
So
No,
did you mention
no,
that
that's-
to?
hold on.
Yeah,
Let me just
hold on.
address some of
Yes.
these things, because they're going through my office
Yeah.
here. What happens is, every year, when we start leaf collection, we stop doing the bulk pickups. It's been in all the flyers, it's on the website.
Len, I know, I've
But the
lived in this
people
town my entire
don't,
life.
So I don't understand the
people
question.
don't stop, they keep calling in for it. So to address the residents' concerns, this is why we've been working Saturdays, to take on, when we really shouldn't even be doing it, we've been accommodating the residents by having the guys come in Saturday and doing additional pickups to address the concerns of the citizens and try, to make them happy here. But at some point, we have to get back to the leaves, and we are taking on extra work when it shouldn't even be going on. So that's why we've been working Saturdays. Now, other people do put stuff out all the time, and they don't call in. We get numerous phone calls from Mario that people have out bulk, they haven't called us, I don't even think they know about the program. They just leave it out there and see if they can get away with it. So those are other situations that come up. But I mean, we've only been working on Saturdays to try to further accommodate the residents during a time where it's all over that we shouldn't even be doing.
Okay. So 2 trucks are dead.
Again, what is your proposal?
Yes, and they're past
You have
their
a
useful
point?
life.
No, that's it, I want to make sure that the 2 trucks are dead. That's all.
Okay.
Past their useful life. So we spent all that money for 5
And
years.
saved a half a
And
million
it saved
dollars.
$500,000.
I'm not sure you're missing that.
But then, but we're gonna spend more money again.
But we
You're
saved
gonna
a half a
have to,
million
just
dollars.
like.
And you have a liaison,
But we all-
DPW hasn't said a word yet.
No, because it hasn't got to it yet.
Well,
But
you
we
can
all,
jump in on this conversation.
but we
now.
also have what is it, almost a $750,000 sewer truck that we're not using, and now we're gonna,
$750,000?
that, yeah, how much was the sewer truck when you guys bought
About
that?
$250,000?
That big
That's
sewer
not
vac.
that's not $750,000 of a
The
million.
big sewer vac was
Yes.
only 250,000.
285.
Listen, I enjoy all this,
All right,
but
no problem, don't
hopefully we should have our facts before we have
That's all right, don't worry
conversations
about it,
here.
carry on.
Well, again, so what is your proposal? That we go back to the old way where, certain businesses in town made political
No,
contributions
no,
and
it has
got,
nothing to do with that.
and got contracts, and then we ended up with questionable,
Well, I don't think it's fair to even say that, because here is a guy that was actually letting our mechanics go down and rummage through his garage to try to actually maybe fix the
He can
trucks.
do whatever he wants, and that contract is open to anybody, but my point is, you could go back to the point where you open up a contract and bid it out, and then you go back to this method where you're having people scavenging through the town. If that's your answer,
That's not.
is that what you're proposing tonight?
No, I mean.
So what are you proposing
I
tonight?
was
Are you
asking
proposing
tonight-
that it was a good idea to purchase the 3 trucks in
I'm
the program we had?
asking
You're just
my-
concerned about the cost, and that we should have spent more money on trucks that probably would have lasted the same. So
No,
what
my
you're saying
point-
is,
my
I think
idea
what we're
was we
saying
should
is you
maybe
got
should
your
have bought
support.
one good truck,
Okay,
one good truck.
so
Because
that's,
actually, all 3 trucks had never left the borough yard
So
at the
then-
same time,
so
other
then-
than maybe Sandy.
so then that's what we could count on your
support.
support. We can count on your support to purchase a really good truck for next year and keep the program.
If that's what our DPW
Thank you,
needs,
Councilman.
just like
Thank
any
you,
other
Councilman.
department in this town. If
Councilwoman
the police
Faustini.
department needed something, I would
Councilwoman
absolutely support it.
Faustini.
Progress.
Thank you, Councilman Benjamin.
Roger.
Thank you, Councilman Best.
Yes, just to answer your remark about not making a statement.
Yes.
I was not in town when the garbage trucks were bought.
No, that's not my
Wait a minute,
point.
wait,
My
wait,
point
wait.
is,
You said
yeah,
something just
no,
like.
definitely, go ahead.
And you made a statement about getting your facts straight. I don't have those facts. So that's why I didn't say anything about that. So, don't throw me,
No,
don't throw me into the mix.
So maybe you misunderstood
No,
my
I
point.
didn't
is-
misunderstood. You said it
No,
quite
no, I
plain.
think you did. My point is, you're in charge of the department. It's incumbent upon you to look over every program that runs through that department. And if there are changes that you request, or if there are things that aren't working right, if there are issues with the garbage trucks, those shouldn't have come to us at 8 o'clock on November 6th. I would think that, you would have done that original review and had this ready to go in February, maybe even March. I'll give you April. But where was it? So there's been no concern.
I did not bring it to you.
So who'd you bring it to?
I didn't.
Trucks are broken down now. They're
Councilman
broken down in
Dean.
February, March.
So they haven't been, well, which is it? So they've been working fine, well past their
No,
useful
I just
life.
noticed them in the
You just
garage.
had the superintendent of public works who said there's gonna be no interruption of service for leaf pickups. I fail to understand what the issue is.
No, they were been sitting
Okay.
in front of the garage.
I think we've
and
kind
that's
of
why I
beat this
asked
one
a
up
simple
enough.
question.
Is there anything else you
No,
want to?
well, that was just to answer that.
Okay.
The other thing was that the reason that we asked for the hiring to be tabled is, I believe that Mr. Collin, Mr. Miller, Mr. Benjavanga, Mr. Dean, and myself, and probably Mr. Rizzo will be in a discussion with just a policy to see if it can get changed. It's only tabled till the next meeting.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But I just wanted to clarify that. And the last thing is that I would like to say, since this is the last meeting before Veterans Day, I'd like to thank all the veterans for their service. And it's much appreciated. They fought so that we can be up here. and
Arguing over dump trucks.
Whatever.
Over pickup
Whatever
trucks.
you want to argue over.
Well, it's better than where it started out with the dog park violations.
Up here,
So,
feel
we'll
free
go, we'll go.
to express our opinions, and
I agree.
they have, it's well appreciated. I hope everyone doesn't think that Veterans Day is just a day off from school or a day off from work. It's, my father was a veteran, I am not, but I was brought up that way, and I really do appreciate the service.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not a veteran. My father was. I have 2 brothers that are veterans as well, and I agree with you 100%. Unfortunately, it's not even really a holiday where most businesses are off, and perhaps that should be. But you're absolutely right. So I think it's number one. I think it's nice what the schools do, and I think it's nice what our organizations do here in town to really make the importance of what the day actually is.
I agree.
I hear you.
That progress.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Wolf.
On a lighter note, considering tomorrow's an election day, let's give it a lighter note. Just want to congratulate South Plainfield Volunteer Fire Department exempt firefighter Mike Manzelli. He completed the New York Marathon yesterday, so I just want to say congrats. And with that progress.
Thank you, Council. I don't know what that has to do with election day. Council President White.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Just 2 grand openings and ribbon cuttings that are going to be occurring. Boxing boot camp, which is located in Stand Bagel, November 11th at 10 a.m. So I'm not boxing, but maybe the mayor will box. Maybe we could get and then also Metropolitan Dermatology. They're open currently, but they're going to have their grand opening and ribbon cutting on November 19th at 1 p.m. They're going to have all sorts of specials. I don't know if dermatologists do for specials.
I don't know.
They're going to have some giveaways and some items. So with that, again, happy Veterans Day, and thank you to all those who served. My dad also served, and it just means a lot to me that people would sacrifice and put their lives on hold for people that they won't even know. That always moves me. So thank you.
I agree. Just like to congratulate the First Baptist Church. They celebrated their 225th anniversary. Council President White and I had the honor and privilege to go there on Saturday, and present them a proclamation. So lots of stories that the congregation recounted of the history, and the Reverend went through the history of the church. Very, very fascinating. So congratulations on there. The Knights of Columbus held their annual trivia night. We didn't do so well, but we never do. So, yeah, so that's up. And I'd just like to thank the Public Celebrations Group. They had 2 events this weekend, which kept the town going. We had, I think it was the Zombie Fest on Saturday and Trunk or Treat, which went off even with a little bit of drizzle on Sunday. So thanks to the committee for everything that they did to pull those 2 events off. With that progress, open up to anything that's on your mind tonight. Ms. Boyle, I have to wait for a hand to go up. I'm sure you have.
Debbie Boyle, Van Fleet. Wednesday, the 8th, is the Veterans Day program at the middle school at 9 o'clock. Veterans Day program at Roosevelt at 10, and also 10 o'clock is at Kennedy School. So put your sneakers on. Pay tribute to our veterans. The Zombie Fest was really well received. The streets were packed. We had about 15 vendors who came out. It brings business into the downtown area once again. Many of the stores offered specials, and it was really well, it was done very well. Thank you to the DPW and the police department for all their help. Yesterday, Trunk or Treat was from 1 to 2:15. Miraculously, at 12:45, it stopped raining. We had over 100 children come out, and at 2:20, it started raining again, but it was already done. Our DJ, we did a contest for the best costumes and the best decorated car. And it was, again, thank you to the police department and DPW. They brought recyclable bins, they brought regular garbage cans, they helped set up the horses, so it was a great event. This Saturday, November 11th, is the Education Foundation Vendor Day. It's from 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. It's at Roosevelt Elementary School. December 2nd is our holiday caroling, our first. Cultural Arts is going to partner with us. It's from 6 to 7 in the park by the helicopter. The lighted tree that'll be out there, and we'll have hot chocolate, candy canes, and cookies. So please come out. We're going to try to get music from the high school for different carols. And then December 5th is our Mayor's Wellness anti-drug and alcohol seminar at the Senior Center beginning at 7 o'clock. Please come out to that. I attended the one at the high school the other day on opioids. There were only 28 parents there. And then at the very end, 5 more walked in. But it was a very good presentation. They partnered with St. Peter's. And again, it's very important in this time for all parents to come out and hear. We'll have the judge from the drug court. I believe Carrier Clinic is going to be there. We have a psychologist and a behaviorist, and some of the recovering addicts from the drug court who will come and tell their story. So please try to come out for that. And now into the new year. Okay.
No, I just, on that topic, so I did reach out to the superintendent of schools, and along with our chief, we are offering the K-9 units to the schools, primarily the high school, but really any school that they want. I know she did get back to me, and we're looking at scheduling some kind of meeting, but again, that is another asset that we've brought into the borough that has reaped huge dividends. And I think we could get even more out of them. So we'll be in contact and hope to promote that throughout the school system and get accurate use out of those dogs.
And I know that Prosecutor Chris Kubright is a big a fan of doing that process, not to punish, but to deter.
Yes.
Okay. And now into the new year, January 23rd, will be the Suburban Women's Club and Cultural Arts Spelling Bee for 4th and 5th grade. That's at the Senior Center at 6 o'clock at night. I send
Let's
all
get
the,
through Thanksgiving.
I send all the dates. All right, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, seeing none, we'll close the public portion. There's no executive session for tonight. At this point, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Yeah.
We are adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone.